Welcome, and thank you for watching Infinitely Production video content. And now let's get straight to the point of the story. Salvatore Sammy the Bull Gravano has finally addressed Skinny Joey Merlino's comments regarding about calling him a rat. Recently, Sammy the Bull Gravano was just on Vlad TV, where DJ Vlad asked Sammy the Bull, what does Joey Merlino think of him? Before we get into the response, let us give you a quick little history to how this whole friction occurred. Joseph Skinny Joey Merlino, the reputed mob boss of the Philadelphia crime family, has started his podcast almost 2 years ago, specifically on September 13th, 2023. He's been one of the many people that started his podcast that had a huge following after the success of Michael Franzese, Sammy the Bull Gravano, and other former crime figures. When Merlino had created his podcast, it did launch a huge, big success, and many other people had invited him, that include Michael Franzese, who was a capo in the Colombo crime family, and Sammy the Bull Gravano, who was the underboss of the Gambino crime family under the regime of John Gotti. Both men had admitted to cooperate with the government after living the violent gangster lifestyle. However, even though they both welcomed Joey Merlino with open arms, Merlino did not reciprocate that same energy, as he strongly detests any person that has cooperated with the government. Merlino himself has been open to throwing his own uncle under the bus, Lawrence Yogi Merlino, at which we had covered in previous videos, and we will have the link of that video description below in case you want to hear more of that commentary. So let's give you a little bit of the quick snippet of the video in which Sammy the Bull Gravano has invited Joey Merlino on his platform when it came to his content.
Well,
a lot of people were asking about the Joey Merlino podcast. Do you want to elaborate on that? How do you feel about that?
Joey Merlino? Mm-hmm. I heard about it. I actually saw it the other day. He seems to know a lot about sports. I didn't know him well. I knew his father very well. He was the underboss under Nicky Scarfo for a while.
So there you have it, Sammy the Bull Gravano inviting Skinny Joey Merlino on his podcast. Now, just a few days later after that video was uploaded, this is Joey Merlino's response in regards to being invited by both Franzese and Gravano on their platform.
You're a rat. You know you're a rat. Like, same thing with Sammy the Bull. Listen, do me a favor, all you rat motherfuckers. Do not invite me on your show. Don't even, you're insulting me. I wouldn't pee on you if you were on fire. Leave my name out of your mouth and go about your own business. Use all. I'm done with you.
And there you have it. You have that Gravano was very open to welcoming Merlino on the podcast, but that never came to fruition. And also, before Gravano had came in his defense, since he knew Merlino was catching flack for creating a podcast, especially if the accusations of Merlino being a mob boss running the crime family while creating a podcast is the possibility, then Gravano did condemn him in that regard. However, he was still open to having him on his platform.
Okay, we have a question about the Joey Merlino podcast. Let's see. I know, I didn't. He keeps bugging about it. Hey, the wax Brio. Sammy, apologize if you already talked about this, but what are your thoughts on the Joey Merlino from Philly and any dealings in the past? And would you ever sit down with him as a guest on his new podcast?
I didn't know him. I know his father. When there was the war in Philadelphia, I was involved in the war in Philadelphia. I knew his father well. I didn't know him. He talks about rats. Now he's talking about that. I don't know what he's doing. I know his uncle was a rat, and they killed him. So when you're talking about rats, turn around and look at your family, and look at, and look at what you're doing. It's not a rat movie. It's not a rat. I'm not calling him a rat. But you're a boss, supposedly, if you are, and you're doing this. It's a disgrace to Cosa Nostra, what you're doing. If you're a boss, be a boss. You got money, sit back and be a boss. Act like a boss. Or quit. Or rat. So you can come out and talk like everybody else if that's what you want to do. But I don't agree with it. I never badmouthed him. I think everybody's got the right to do what they want to do. But at one point, you got to make up your mind. If you're in the life and you took the oath and you didn't cooperate, I take your word for that, then shut the fuck up and act like a boss. They just did a program on how to be a boss. They talked about what John did. You're doing the same fucking thing. So, I don't know. I don't agree with it. I don't dislike him. I think he's talking about sports. If he sticks to that, I still think it's wrong. That's just my opinion of Cosa Nostra.
When you look at, for example, Sammy the Bull,
Right.
he admitted to killing 19 people.
Right.
You know, in terms of his involvement in 19 murders, one of which is actually his brother-in-law.
How about the kid, the 16-year-old? You don't talk about that. The 16-year-old innocent kid.
He ended up getting 5 years because for his, you know, he cooperated against a bunch of mafia bosses. I mean, he was going on a tour of taking the stand whenever they wanted to in order to achieve that. What's your take on it?
Well, you got 5 years. He killed 18 people. You do the math. That's, what do you get? 3 months of murder. You get more for drunk driving. Right? You get more for drunk driving. 3 months. 3 months of murder you got. That's like taking Bin Laden to get his underlings. Would they give Bin Laden a deal? He went and told all people. I mean, listen, they all got the same. Franchise, Sammy the Bull. Oh, I don't even know. Sicali, whatever. They're all that fat kid Ruggiero, whatever the fuck his name. He said they changed their life. That's what they say. Yeah, they changed their life when the fucking handcuffs went on them. Let me ask you a question. If Sammy the Bull and all them, whatever the names are, Franchise, all these rats never got locked up, where would they be right now? You tell me.
I'm not sure. Probably doing the same thing they were doing before they got
Philly
locked
and Eddie.
up.
Yeah, Philly and Eddie. His mother used to love it when they called him. They used to write in the paper, Phil Crazy Philly and Eddie. She loved it. He would be in Atlantic City. Sammy the Bull be on Mulberry Street. Franchise, now he found God. They all found God. You didn't find, when you were robbing the government out of gas money, you didn't find God. You didn't go to church and give them no fucking money. You were a tough guy walking around New York. So they didn't change. The handcuffs changed them when they got locked up. That's the fucking bottom line. They could say whatever they want just to try to justify it. This guy said this. This guy was going to kill me. This guy didn't give my wife. Ralph used to say, I went to jail. They didn't give me no money. They all got to say, there's no excuse. They were going to jail. If Ralph didn't go to jail, if he didn't get locked up, he'd be walking around like fucking Hitler.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've interviewed, easily over 100 people that have cooperated for various reasons. And it's always like, I would have gone to jail and done 500 years until I heard the tape of John Gotti saying that he's going to turn on me. And then at that point, I cooperated against everyone. And it's like, well, you didn't just cooperate against Gotti. You cooperated against all these other people that didn't say anything about you. And it's like, well, but it's not just me. I was just one of many and so forth. There's always a great excuse to cooperate. It's always, I would have done it except that this one thing, and that made me go completely in the opposite direction.
You're 100% right. Listen, they can say everything they want, money, all this, that. The main thing is when them handcuffs went on them, when they got indicted, that was it. They were telling. If they didn't get indicted, they still be out right now. They'd be wherever they still be doing what they were doing. So it's all shit when they say, I changed my life. You didn't change your life. The handcuffs changed your life. I'm the same guy. I got indicted 5 times. Nothing changed my life. I'm the same guy. That's it.
Now, after Merlino has condemned both of them, he's been starting his own channel, and he's almost near his 100th episode, and currently owns his own cheesesteak on South Broad Street in the middle of South Philadelphia. Merlino has also stated that he was tired of people that had become government informants to create their own podcast and be rewarded for their past criminal activities while becoming a government witness to it. However, since he has never cooperated with the government, therefore that makes him distinctive compared to other different people who have certain platforms and then have been arrested for any previous criminal activities. So that makes him a standout compared to all his other competitors. And he has maintained his loyalty to disdain of people who have become government informants. Of course, some people find it unnecessary, and there are those who actually agree with them. And as you can see, Merlino, even though he has been on Vlad TV because he doesn't usually go on platforms that have interviewed other government informants, he even commented on Vlad TV that he cannot interview any more informants. However, Vlad TV has never agreed to that commentary. He made this statement okay, but of course continue interviewing Sammy the Bull Gravano, as you can see more in the recent interview. Now, after a couple of years since Merlino has been successful, as well as Gravano and Frenzies, here is DJ Vlad asking Sammy the Bull Gravano what does he think about Merlino condemning him in the most colorful language about calling him a rat.
When you hear Joey Merlino say, number one, do you know Joey Merlino at all?
I know who he is.
But you don't know him personally?
No.
Okay. What's your take on this when he says things like that about you?
I don't know. I think that there's a lot of guys talking bad about each other on the YouTube and the internet, and they're really causing more damage to the mafia and to themselves than anything else. You turn on, everybody's talking about everybody, calling each other rats, doing this, doing that. It's a big field. They're all making money doing these things. They should shut their mouths, tell their story. But the guys who really don't have a story seem to always be doing that stuff. They're trying to get views and subscribers, which you would understand. So a lot of times they'll hit on me, call me this, that, and the other thing, want me to answer so that my following, I got a pretty big following,
you do,
would go to see, get in the middle of a stupid argument, right? So, and it brings that some of them are jealous and envious of your success. And it happens in all forms of life.
And there you have it. Please let us know, you guys, what do you think in the comments below about this video? And also, do you have any suggestions on who we do next? We'd be happy to hear back from you and see what your suggestions are. This is Infinite Productions. Stay tuned.
Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and check out more of our content. Feel free to give your feedback and suggestions on what we should do next in the comments. This is Infinitely Productions. We love ya.